I had been waiting very impatiently for this episode, and I just wish episode 5 was so much longer. I loved it so much. Oh my gosh, I'm still doing that thing where I rank it best to worst by the most recent episode. So now it would be 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1 is my least favorite What If episode. This is getting weird. Alright, MCU, make episode 6 just absolutely awful so it doesn't seem like my ranking is weird. So episode 5 of What If was just so good. I had been waiting for this episode. I lost it when they released the posters on Twitter and stuff being like, oh, hey, Marvel Zombies is next for the What If episode. Just superheroes as zombies, so terrifying. And if you're a DC fan of DC Comics, they do have their version. It's Deceased, where it's capital DC and then East, which is pretty good. I enjoyed it. So if you're into Marvel, but you also are into DC, you can check those out. But if you are into Marvel, they obviously have Marvel Zombies. Quite a few stories. They're a lot of fun. Really brutal, gory, but some of the deaths are pretty funny. There's a certain levity to it, even though there's a lot of fucked up things that happen. So whether you're a DC or Marvel fan, there are comic stories that have superheroes turning into zombies. And the great thing about it is you don't need prior comic book knowledge. You can just, oh, hey, I know who Batman Superman is if you do the Deceased. And then if you do the Marvel Zombies, you can be like, oh, yeah, I know who Captain America and Iron Man and Spider-Man is. It doesn't require a lot. So you can check those out. Why am I not surprised that it's Hank Pym as usual screwing things up? Does Michael Douglas and Disney have something going on between the two of them? Because Hank's really getting blamed for a lot of stuff in these What If episodes, though I guess it couldn't have happened to a more unstable person. Though in fairness, I will say in this episode, he screwed over people because of love, and how was he to know that in the quantum realm there was going to be a zombie virus that turned his wife into the undead? I mean, come on. I feel like people like you and me know that when you go to another reality, it's a low chance that there's a zombie virus there. But it's never a 0% chance. Poor Scott, though. I love how Hope just nopes out of there. She's like, oh no, something's wrong with my parents. And then Scott's like, and he gets bit. Although I guess he does get cured, although he's just a head. But he seems in good spirits about it. Kind of hard to keep that guy down. But yeah, for some reason, just seeing her save herself and just be like, I'm out of here. And then Scott just gets screwed. Oh, that was good. See, this is why you can't trust women. What I find surprising is it only took 2 weeks for it to escalate to the point we see it when Banner comes to Earth post, the whole Thanos thing on the ship to warn, hey, Thanos is coming. I don't know, I felt like maybe our heroes could have lasted a bit longer, but what a bunch of dummies. Come on. You got yourself turned into zombies. I understand that they had to do something to help the world population, but they also had to know, oh, hey, if we get turned into the undead, it's going to be some really bad news. So I just think maybe there was a better way to handle it. But then again, read Marvel Zombies comics. The surviving team that was going to find a cure was so odd. I know that was the point of it, but it was just, that was a collection of people I didn't feel ever would work together in a team. And that's why it worked. Or rather, it didn't work because most of them died. Well, I enjoyed all of the heroes on the team. Hope was the real VIP. You don't realize how incredibly powerful she is until she was in pure survival mode. Like, her kills were so impressive, and her abilities and how she handled herself. Here's what I don't understand about her. So when she makes her big sacrifice, she gets them into the area so they can find the cure. She's a giant. Then she gets bit. She dies. Why wouldn't they really quick, I don't know, put a bullet in her brain? Well, I guess that would be a really small bullet. I feel like they could have found something to damage her brain because they knew she was going to be reanimated, and then she was going to be reanimated as Zombie Hope, who's giant, who also has all her other abilities and powers. because we've seen the heroes when they're zombified, they can still use their abilities, so I don't know. I feel like that was kind of like a dumb move on their part. You should have destroyed the brain. How cool was it to see the reverse of WandaVision, by the way? So in WandaVision, it's Wanda through her grief doing really screwed up things to bring Vision alive. And then we have in this series, Vision through his grief is willing to do some really messed up things to keep Wanda alive. I don't know. I liked the turn of that and showing they're such a cute couple. And I know where they're going with this, and Disney are evil. Although I will say Vision actually did some good for the world by trapping Wanda in his facility, because Wanda loose as a zombie, she would have decimated the world. Just absolutely insane. So while, yeah, okay, feeding people to your bride to keep her alive and calm so she doesn't freak out with her powers, and yeah, maybe sawing off Black Panther's leg and, you know, probably was going to do the other leg and then the arms and so on and so forth, was a bit gruesome. I get what he was doing. Love, and also, hey, this is for the betterment of the world if Wanda, at the very least, you know, I keep her contained. Imagine, by the way, being Chadwick and doing some of those lines, especially when he said, you know, for my people, death isn't the end. You're never dead as long as someone remembers you. And then he was towards the end of his life with stage 4 cancer. I don't know, that hit me really hard. I went back and watched that part a few times, and I wonder how he felt recording it, knowing that he was losing his battle. I'm so happy he got to record his audio in time for this series, and I'm really happy that he has been, for all of it so far, a positive, good version of his character. So I'm hoping Disney, you know, screw this up towards the end and make him out to be an a-hole. I guess we have 4 more episodes, but also Disney is really good at their PR, and I think they realize doing that would just not be good. Even if it just is for a what if series, Twitter has a canceling problem. They probably don't even want to mess with that. Or maybe they do. Maybe the mouse is ready to fight. Maybe he's sick of all our shit. You never know. So the ending of this episode is super depressing. Thanos and his army are already outside of Wakanda. They're all zombified. So what's left of our heroes has to get into Wakanda, get into the area to broadcast the Mind Stone in time. I don't think they're gonna do it. Also, the Watcher made it sound like, yeah, not happening. So this reality is, I would say effed. Hardcore. Without lube. And no dinner beforehand. Not even drinks. And I just want to shit talk just for a hot second. If these are your favorite characters, I'm really sorry, but let's be realistic. Zombified Thanos, with every Infinity Stone but one, against a bodiless Ant-Man, controlled by the cloak, Spider-Man, and a one-legged Black Panther. How do you think this is going down? Some people are gonna die. I actually sincerely hope that the episodes from here on out just get darker and darker, and we actually get more Marvel zombies. Like maybe they breach into other realities because of Thanos and the power he wields. Imagine that. He gets the Mind Stone, and then he's like, oh, hey, you want to know what I want to use this for? I want to use this to breach other realities and for all the zombies to go pouring in. And then we start to see the effects of that as the rest of the 4 episodes go on. I think that would be really cool, but again, I was so hyped about Marvel Zombies, and I wanted it to happen really bad, so of course I'd say that. Yeah, this was an absolutely fantastic episode, so like, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section down below which MCU hero you would be most terrified being zombified.